Remember the doubts, the whispers that Caitlin Clark wouldn't translate to the WNBA? That she was just a college phenom who'd be humbled by the pros? Well, those doubts have been shattered. They've been vaporized by a rookie season so electrifying, so game-changing, that even the greatest players in WNBA history are now singing her praises. But it wasn't always this way. Some MVPs were dead wrong about Caitlin, and now they're eating their words. And one current MVP still refuses to give Clark her due. In this video, we're not just going to celebrate Caitlin Clark's incredible impact. We're going to dissect why these former MVPs are finally acknowledging her greatness and expose the one MVP who still can't admit the truth. Plus, we'll reveal to surprise endorsements you won't believe. Get ready for the real story of Caitlin Clark's WNBA takeover. It's a story of defying expectations, rewriting records, and silencing every single hater. Let's dive in. Let's be honest, the arrival of Caitlin Clark wasn't universally welcomed with open arms. There was skepticism, fueled by a mix of tradition, maybe a little bit of jealousy, and the harsh reality that the WNBA, while growing, hadn't yet experienced a supernova quite like this. Diana Taurasi's comments, while perhaps intended as a dose of reality, became a lightning rod. She said, SVP, reality is coming. Okay, you know, there's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it, of course, and you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side where you know that you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that've been playing professional basketball for a long time. Taurasi's sentiment wasn't entirely unfounded. The transition from college to the pros is brutal, regardless of sport. The increased physicality, the defensive schemes, the sheer experience of playing against seasoned veterans night in and night out. It's a different world. But what Taurasi and others underestimated was Caitlin Clark's unique blend of talent, work ethic, and sheer competitive fire. It's one thing to be a great college player. It's another to adapt and thrive against the best in the world, especially when you have the weight of expectation crushing you. And Clark didn't just adapt, she transformed the WNBA landscape. Her scoring prowess was undeniable, her passing vision was elite, and her range, well, her range was simply unprecedented. She wasn't just hitting threes. She was launching them from the logo with Steph Curry-esque confidence. That changes the game. It forces defenses to extend, creating opportunities for her teammates. Let's look at this from a historical perspective. We've seen plenty of hyped rookies enter the WNBA, many with decorated college careers. Remember Maya Moore coming out of UConn, a dominant force, multiple championships. Or Candace Parker, a WNBA MVP as a rookie, but even they didn't generate the cultural phenomenon that Clark did. It's not just about on-court performance. It's about capturing the imagination of the casual fan, the person who might not otherwise tune into a WNBA game. Clark did that in spades, and that's where the initial skepticism turned into begrudging respect, and ultimately to outright admiration from many of the league's legends. I remember talking to a WNBA scout before the season. He was on the fence about Clark. He acknowledged her offensive gifts, but he was worried about her defense, her athleticism against stronger players, and her ability to handle the pressure. He said, "She scored, no doubt, but can she be a winning player? Can she lead a team?" I ran into him again halfway through the season. His tune had completely changed. He said, "I was wrong, dead wrong. It's not just the scoring. It's the way she elevates everyone around her. She makes her teammates better. And the crowds, I haven't seen anything like it." That scout, like many others, underestimated the Caitlin Clark effect. The numbers speak for themselves. Rookie of the Year, All WNBA First Team, an astonishing 62 records broken. But beyond the stats, it's the impact on the WNBA's popularity that's truly remarkable. TV ratings soared, attendance records were shattered, and merchandise sales went through the roof. Caitlin Clark wasn't just moving the needle, as Candace Parker said, she is the needle. Now, let's get to the MVPs. These are the players who have reached the pinnacle of the WNBA, who know what it takes to succeed at the highest level. And one by one, they're stepping up to acknowledge Caitlin Clark's impact. Let's start with Breanna Stewart. Stewart's praise is significant. As a multi-time champion and MVP, she understands the pressures of being a top player in the WNBA. Her acknowledgement of Clark's competitiveness and ability to stretch the floor speaks volumes. Stewart isn't just being polite, she's recognizing a player who has the potential to be a dominant force in the league for years to come. Parker's perspective is particularly insightful because she's not only a former MVP, but also a respected basketball analyst. She frames Clark's impact in terms of entertainment value, comparing her to Steph Curry, another revolutionary shooter. Parker understands that star power is essential for growing the game, and she recognizes that Clark has that star power in abundance. I remember covering a Sparks game when Candace Parker was in her prime. The arena was electric. Parker wasn't just a great player, she was a draw. She brought people to the games who wouldn't normally be there. That's the same kind of impact Caitlin Clark is having, and Parker recognizes that. Charles, a veteran and one of the league's all-time leading scorers, speaks to the overall positive effect Clark is having on the WNBA. She acknowledges that the increased attention is benefiting everyone in the league, not just Clark herself. This is a crucial point. Clark's success is lifting the entire WNBA ecosystem. Moore's connection to Clark is special, as Clark's childhood idol. Moore represents the inspiration that WNBA players can provide to young fans. The full-circle moment of Moore surprising Clark before her last college game at heartwarming and underscores the importance of role models in sports. I've interviewed countless young female basketball players over the years. Almost all of them mention Maya Moore as someone they looked up to. Now, Caitlin Clark is becoming that role model for a new generation. That's a powerful legacy. Ogwumik is all about supporting other players and showing some kindness. Her point is all about professional-level players. She is impressed by Caitlin and her skill level. Cooper's support goes against Swoop. She believes in Caitlin as a player, not just a shooter. Her crafty shots makes her a step ahead, especially for a rookie. As a Fever legend, Catchings knows how important this is for the team and for the game of women's basketball. She agrees that Clark is a spectacular rookie and wants her to do well. Leslie did not start off so hot for Caitlin, saying that she and Angel should co-win Rookie of the Year. But she has walked that back and agrees that Caitlin has excelled for a rookie. And finally, we come full circle to Diana Taurasi. Her initial skepticism was the spark that ignited this entire conversation. Now she's offering praise, acknowledging Clark's love for the game, her work ethic, and her ability to handle pressure. It's a complete reversal, and it speaks volumes about Clark's impact. But let's be honest, Taurasi's change of heart might have been influenced by the fact that her team gets swept by Clark's team, all for matchups. Sometimes, the best way to change your opinion is to experience the reality firsthand. Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you never miss out. Click the video on the screen. See you.